I'm Hughton. I'm the Artistic Director of Music for the Gut. We started in 2011 raising money for Crohn's and Colitis Canada. The show this year involves about 55 performers, and our goal is to reach the $100,000 mark for the 7 years of Music for the Gut.
I met Hughton and his family about 4 years ago, through mutual friends, and I ended up going to see Music for the Gut. But then the next year I was a part of it, and I've been doing that ever since. And Jordy and his family have been nothing but supportive of my life, and I do the same for them any way I can. So.
Well, in Canada, more than 1 in 150 people suffer from Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, which means more than 250,000 people are directly affected by the disease. And if you consider the multiplication factor of people that are affected in the family of most chronic diseases, it's not just the individual, it's their spouses, it's their children, it's their parents, it's co-workers. So we can start looking at literally hundreds of thousands or millions of people that are affected by Crohn's or ulcerative colitis and the impact that it has on that individual.
Today it's Gutsy Walk, where we're fundraising for this cause that impacts my family directly. Both of our sons, Jamie and Jordy, and my wife Tara, are inflicted with the illness. 2 have Crohn's and 1 has colitis. So we're involved as volunteers to help raise awareness for this cause and to also raise funds to make it stop for life.
Yesterday I thought I saw your shadow running round. It's funny how things never change in this old town. So far from the stars.
This event means a lot to me personally because I myself have Crohn's disease. I was diagnosed when I was 14 years old. My father has Crohn's disease as well as his mother. So it's something that runs in our family. It's something that I've been around my entire life. I'm very comfortable telling people, I'm like, oh yeah, I have Crohn's disease. And they always say, well, what is that? Like, you poop a lot? Like, I honestly get that so much. And like, that is part of it. But the unimaginable like pain and crying that can go along with it, I don't think people sometimes realize how bad it can be.
Everything comes back to you.
I was diagnosed when I was 13 years old with Crohn's, but in some ways it, I guess, had already started. The fact that my mom had been diagnosed with Crohn's, and so we had been through some struggles with her, of course, already. So when I was diagnosed at 13, it was a bit upsetting, but also some sense of comfort, I guess, because I know my mom had gone through a lot of the same stuff, and I knew that she would be a sounding board for me, and a good listener, and so yes, for me 13, but in many ways earlier for our family, yeah.
I don't need fame, no one to know my name.
I think I probably have had this since I was in high school. I was quite an active athlete when I was younger, and I was in the washroom constantly. And I mean, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was some kind of woman's problem, or growing issues or whatever. And I could hardly wait for halftime to come in our games because I was often running to the washroom. But at that point, and like, we would never have spoke about that, let alone any of our other bodily functions that were going on.
At the end of the day, Lord, I pray I have a life that's good.
I didn't get diagnosed for many years, and after I had children, it was really difficult for them because I was in bed so much.
I can remember my mom having a bad flare-up and being in hospital. That's when she had her surgery, I believe, and yeah, just being, trying to be the mom in the situation.
You and I will find the Milky Way. We'll be mad and explore.
So it's a very debilitating disease, and often I'm so aware of everything of what I eat and feel. And
as a 14-year-old, it's something that's really hard to process because you don't really know what it means. You don't know if you're going to be able to live a normal life. You know, being able to, it's okay now, like telling people, because, you know, I'm older now, but to tell people when you're 14, like I didn't even know what it was really or how to tell my friends something like that. It's like the worst cramping imaginable, and all you want to do is you just want to lie in bed, and then along with it, you're either going to the bathroom, you know, too much, like you can't be more than 15 feet away from a bathroom at any time, or, you know, you're not going to the bathroom at all for like 4 days in a row. And you can't eat anything, you don't want to move, every movement of your abdomen hurts, and it's just, it's awful.
So my son was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis when he was 10 years old. He's just coming up to 20 now, so it's been 10 years. And it's been a journey like it is for anyone with Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. He struggled with his health, especially through early high school years. He ended up having to have a complete resection of his colon, so he had his colon entirely removed. Went through grade 11 with an ostomy bag.
So much is to be said, I think, about people who support those who have IBD, and the patience and the understanding that goes into a lot of those relationships.
Like any mom and dad, we're there for our kids, right? And so in our case, mom has the illness too. So my wife, Tara, we're coming up to our 39th wedding anniversary later this summer. She works full-time on our concerts. Labor of love for her and a passion for her. She's our biggest supporter.
thank goodness for Basil. He's such a strong support for all of us.
And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make a kings and a vagabonds believe the very best.
So Jordy Hughton and his family decided to start putting this on back in 2011. I don't know if they ever dreamed that it would be what it is now and make an annual thing of it. But at the time, my wife and I, we were living in Regina. But Jordy was a close friend of ours. He sang at our wedding. So when Jordy asked for something, we're going to drive up Highway 11 to make sure we make it up here for him.
I did some concerts for multiple sclerosis with a friend of mine, and we did that in 2009 and 2010. And I got together with a friend of mine, Yuli Chan, who's an amazing pianist, and we decided to do music for the Gut. We started with about 18 performers and raised about $3,000 our first year, up to $24,000 last year. We've been here at Cornerstone Church for the last 4 years, and we started doing 2 shows actually with 2 totally different programs the last 3 years. This is our 3rd year doing that, and it's been extremely rewarding so far, and we're only touching the tip of the iceberg, I think. I think we can really grow a lot more and really make this an amazing event.
Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine. Come hear the band. Come blow your horn. Start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting.
It is so fun to work with Jordy. He's so easygoing, and he has this vision, and he's not afraid to make it happen. I mean, just like the very fact alone that he has 55 performers getting involved in this benefit concert alone speaks volumes of what he's capable of and like what his heart and dedication to this cause is. You know, he's an amazing musician, an incredible vocalist, and it's a real treat to be able to sing beside him and to learn so much from him, like vocally, and just also too as a person and developing your skills in the performing world.
production, high energy, and I mean, it's meant to be like, to engage the audience and make them want to keep coming back.
Last year, and I'm sure it'll be the same this year, I had so much fun because I'm backstage and it's a frenzy of activity. And there's a lot of really young people a wide variety of ages though, but a lot of really young people, and you kind of feed off that vibe and feed off the energy of everybody.
There's a big blue sky smiling down upon me now. There's a big blue sky. It's got me flying on a cloud in the big blue sky. There's a reason for my life in the big blue sky. Can you remember when you were younger? There were so many things you wanted to conquer. Now your victories seem to go by you. They seem to run right by you. Never had a trophy, and I never wanted one. My brother had some, but he never looks at them.
Well, Jay's an amazing artist and obviously really a legend in Saskatoon music. He's a friend of our family. We know him through my friend Brianna Burt, who I grew up singing with in Fireside Singers. That is Jay's niece. And so we got in touch with Jay through him and some other friends that we work with through this concert. And he graciously has come and performed for us the last 2 years. And he's been so great, and it's been great for all the performers to meet him and just for him to be around us.
My niece, Grace Semko, was involved this year, which is really cool. And, you know, it's just part of being involved. I haven't done that for a little while. Many times when I do charity events, oftentimes it's just roll in and roll out. Like you show up and play a couple of songs or something and then you're gone. And we're not. I've got the shirt. Part of the whole clan here, part of the group. So it's pretty cool. I also was a special guest in Winnipeg in May for the inaugural Music for the Gut concert that was held there, which was very cool because the Hughton family have been doing such great work. And, you know, it's for the benefit of Crohn's and Colitis Canada. And so the people from Winnipeg were here last year and thought, wow, we should do that.
John McDonald, the regional director from Crohn's and Colitis Winnipeg, basically decided he was at the concert last year and he loved it so much that he started Music for the Gut Winnipeg out there. And Jay was the headliner for that, and he played about half an hour of music at that. So it was very, very special. And we're hoping over the years that it grows to many cities all over the country.
It's a music event, and I can't think of anything that touches communities across Canada more effectively than music. Every region, every community in Canada has something different to do with music. There's a different component and different way that it touches that culture. So I asked the family if that was something that maybe we could do somewhere else. They said sure.
I don't wanna lose ya, won't ever misuse ya. If you ever left, baby, I swear I would lose it. Maybe I should cool it, I know I'm meant to lose it. Nobody ever loved me quite like you. Is anybody fine with somebody to
We ran a Music for the Gut for the first time in Winnipeg, just at the beginning of May. We raised a few $1,000s, raised some awareness, and we're going to do it again next year, and it'll be bigger and better, just like it was in Saskatoon for every subsequent year. So they're an incredible family that has incredible ideas, but more importantly, just an incredible heart to give to their community and support what happens in Saskatoon. I've been touched by them personally. I just enjoy spending time with them, and they're great leaders in the community.
Hear my words and
Well, it's really brought us together as a family. Like during the summer months, I probably talk to my parents about this event or my brother every single day. We meet weekly, if not more, and go over all the details. My mom does the program. She does an amazing job. Yeah, it's just a huge family commitment, and we just love doing it. It's so rewarding, and when you see the people here and you see all the things that we're able to accomplish and how much fun the performers are having, it's just a great feeling.
When I was a little girl, I had a rag doll, only doll I'd ever owned. Now I love you just the way I love that rag doll, only now my love has grown. It gets stronger every day.
I honestly see the smiles on people's faces when you're doing so much to help so many people, or even so little. Like just like being here today, whether you're walking or not, it's like you're showing your support no matter what. No matter what capacity you want to help and support, you're here.
None of us can choose the cards that we're dealt. We play with the hand we have, and we make the very, very best of it. And while it can be a struggle some days, it can always be worse. And the way I look at things is together we're better. The more we can increase awareness of this illness and all other illnesses, then the more people can understand how it impacts the life of many people in this country and what they go through.
If you have program ideas that you'd like to see on maxTV Local On Demand, write us at max.local@sastel.com.